Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss a very beautiful short story written by O. Henry. O. Henry, in fact, was a short story writer from America. Now, short story as a genre in English literature is quite new. It was discovered in 20th century only, and the basic purpose of short story is to provide a quality entertainment to the reader. Usually, the length of a short story is very short. It is meant to be read in one sitting. The Last Leaf is a famous short story by O. Henry, revealed in 1907 in his collection The Trimmed Lamp and Other Stories. The Last Leaf is about Johnsy, a poor young woman who is seriously sick with pneumonia. She believes that when the ivy vine on the wall outside her window loses every one of its leaves, she will also perish. She will also die. Her neighbor Behrman, a painter, tricks her by painting a natural looking leaf on the wall. Johnsy recuperates, however, Behrman, who suffers pneumonia while painting the leaf, ultimately dies. Now, in this beautiful short story, The Last Leaf, we have only three prominent characters. The central character is Johnsy, who is suffering from pneumonia for the last 1 month. She was of the opinion that when the last leaf of the ivy vine will fall, she will also die. The second character is the friend of Johnsy. Her name is Sue, and both Johnsy and Sue, they are struggling artists. Both of them are painter themselves, and they are residing on the third floor of a old building in New York. And the third character is also an artist, who is Behrman. He is the neighboring artist residing in a neighborhood of Johnsy and Sue. Sue and Johnsy were two girls who were artists and used to paint for their livelihood. They lived together in a small flat on the third story of an old house. Johnsy was suffering from pneumonia for a month but was not recovering. The doctor asked Sue if anything troubled Johnsy and told her that the medicine wasn't working as she had lost the will to live. Sue was worried. Sue tried to observe. Johnsy was looking continuously outside towards an ivy creeper on the opposite wall. The leaves were falling rapidly because it was autumn season. Johnsy was counting backward from 12, 11, 10, and so on. Johnsy told her that she would die as and when the last leaf fell. Sue called it nonsense and told her that she would be all right soon. Johnsy and Sue, both of them are roommates, and Johnsy fell fatally ill with pneumonia for the last 1 month. Now she was looking outside from her window towards an ivy creeper, and there were only few leaves left on that ivy creeper. Sue tried her best to divert Johnsy's attention, to bring her interest towards clothes and fashions, paintings and life. Sue started painting and whistled while painting. Sue drew the curtain and asked Johnsy not to look outside as she wanted to finish her painting to earn money and need light. Johnsy closed her eyes and tried to sleep and relax. And finally, Sue went to Behrman, who was a 60-year-old painter. He lived on the ground floor in the same building. He had a dream to paint a masterpiece, but could not succeed so far in fulfilling his dreams. Sue told Behrman about Johnsy's baseless belief about her death. Behrman and Sue went into Johnsy's room and saw the ivy creeper had only one leaf left. on the creeper. It was raining heavily and wind was fierce. They felt the leaf would fall any time. Sue and Johnsy and the last leaf of the ivy creeper. Johnsy woke up from her sleep and looked out of the window. She looked at the last leaf. It was green and healthy. It did not fall even in the stormy night and despite the fierce winds. After realizing the struggle of the last leaf, Johnsy was full of a rejuvenated will to live again. Johnsy, who is looking quite satisfied, when she felt that the last leaf of the ivy creeper is not falling down. In fact, it is struggling the storm and the rain outside. Johnsy accused herself for her own sickness. She felt ashamed of being a bad girl. She realized that the last leaf had taught her that it is a sin to nurture a wish to die and disrespect life. She also asked for forgiveness as she did not consider and respect her friend's care and efforts to look after her. She looked a mirror, made her hair, and drank hot soup, also to get well soon. Next morning, Sue told Johnsy that Behrman, who had been ill for only 2 days, died. His clothes and shoes were wet. A ladder, lantern, his painting brushes, and colors were found near his bed. He had painted and tied the last leaf in that stormy night to save Johnsy. The painter Behrman, who painted the last leaf as his masterpiece, and while painting the last leaf, he fell ill and died after 2 days. He had painted and tied the last leaf in that stormy night to save Johnsy. He caught pneumonia and died. Sue asked her to look closely and think why the leaf was not fluttering. Then Sue told her that the last leaf was Behrman's masterpiece. He painted his masterpiece in that night when the last leaf fell, and after that he died. The painter Behrman, who was painting his masterpiece, the last leaf, with the help of brush, color, ladder, and lantern. The story of the last leaf by O. Henry teaches us all to be optimistic and positive in all the phases of our life. We must sustain the belief that after every night there is a new dawn, no matter how dark is the night. This story is a great lesson, especially to all the youngsters who get easily stressed and disappointed at various hurdles, difficulties, loss, or failures, and in the face of adversities. This is all about this beautiful short story by O. Henry the Last Leaf. Thank you very much for enjoying this beautiful and optimistic video.